Just accept it and you'll be on screen. I'm good, Doc. I'm good. Thanks, Sandeep.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Just adjust, Marty. So,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Hi, Romit.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah, you can adjust it. You can get it down a bit if you want.
Can you see me clearly? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Great. Super.
Good, man.
So how have you been keeping busy? We'll start the session at about 5 o'clock. We'll wait for guys to populate the
we'll wait.
session. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you've been doing in this period?
A lot of work.
Down in I know. Garage. I've been seeing a lot of Zoom work.
Down in the garage. Down in the garage, and let me just put this down a little bit. And battery issues with the bikes and stuff. And at home, normal. Daughter's here, family's here, mom's here, dogs are here.
Fantastic. Super.
So let me just see how.
Most importantly, you found time to be there, which is good. You run a very busy life.
Yeah, and then what I've done is I'm doing online lessons with the Ask children and the KG advanced kids. Also the outstation kids at different times of the day.
Yeah, it's a good time actually to work on processes right now. I think it's the best time
definitely.
that they can work
and I feel
on
like
anything.
Right, and we're doing pretty good, you know, like guys working on their positions in the swing and work for specific children, so they're doing good.
Yeah, and I think a lot of knowledge can be actually disseminated into these guys right now, because they don't normally have the time to even look at the back end of what we are saying. You know, they just take our word for it and don't really ask questions. But now is a great time for us to actually give them what's behind. Yeah.
Absolutely, agreed. You're breaking up a bit.
Go ahead.
Is it your wife?
Okay, let me get a little closer to it now. But I guess I'm on my earpiece. Yeah. I think if you put on one of these, do you have one of those ready? Then that'll be better. If you have the headphones.
Yeah, one sec. One sec. I just.
Yeah, you could just go to settings and just put it on. We'll just wait for Bambi, actually. I think he's putting on those headphones. He's just activating Bluetooth from his side. So some interesting, okay, he's left, so he's gonna be called in again. He'll join up again. So today's discussion is going to be with Bamby, and as you guys know, Bamby is top teacher out of Bangalore city, and we have a lot of good students coming out from his stables, and we need to post a lot of questions to him, anything that you would like to ask him. So he'll give you great insight into player development and what he's done about it, and how he's created this little infrastructure in the heart of city along with KGA at the KGA facility, and that'll be an exciting. This will be an exciting session. Wait, I'm just going to look for Bambi. Let me just find him. Okay. I've sent him a request. There you go. The Bambi's back.
Sorry for the mess up.
Oh, lovely, lovely. That sounds so good. Good. Perfect.
Okay, cool. One's charged, one was not charged, so it's okay.
No,
Yeah,
that's all right. You just need one of these, so on the right
yeah,
side will work.
it's
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Good to be here.
So,
Thank you for having me here.
so
Lovely.
Bambi, share with us a bit about yourself. You've been a top player yourself, and
Uh,
it's not always about teaching that's been with you, but there are lots of other things that we want to know about Mr. Randhawa here, and we would like
okay,
to share with everyone. I mean,
okay.
when I saw you the first time, you had much more to you. Golf was one of them, but there was a lot of other things which were going on.
Yeah,
And tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into it.
into golf. It was, the background is basically army. Dad was in the army, so he floated around city to city, and then he was at a certain place where his general forced him to play, and that's where he got the bug. And he would come home from office and get into the jeep and go to the golf course. And at times he just tagged me and Bunty along. We had nothing to do much. We just used to roam around, probably look at birds and partridges and stuff like that. This was way back in Jhansi. And then after that, the bug really started in Udhampur. And that's where we started playing seriously. Seriously, in the sense, you're sitting with Dad and the dining table, and he says, tomorrow I'm playing the best guys in the services, the golf. That's Army, Navy, Air Force. And there's Major C.V. Pratap, KMS Shergill, and Jogi Rao. And I said, you're fourth? He said, yes. So I said, you must be very good. So he says, no, I'm playing with them. It's the last round. You come, you caddy for me, and see how they play. So I said, fair enough, but I'm not going to pick up a bag. I don't know how to pick up a bag or how to caddy. He says, no, you just pull a card and I'll tell you where to go. So we started off, and these guys got onto the tee first, and they really hammered the ball. C.V. Pratap was long. KMS Shergill was even longer. And Jogi Rao,
JS
he
Rao,
was
JS Rao.
JS Rao. He was
Yeah.
straight hitter.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
my dad started, and I started pulling the card. I was not nervous, but these three gentlemen were very nice. They shook my hand and asked me questions, and I told them there are other games I play, and this is for an old person. And he says, no, don't think like that. It's not like for old people. Things will change in the future. So anyway, I pulled the cart along, and we went around 18 holes, and it's an up and down course, hard ground and stuff. And that was it. Came back home, sitting on the dining table again. And he said, what was your experience? What did you take out of today's caddying? So I said, those three guys were very good. You were very bad. Sorry. You really played left, right, army golf. But if I had to pick up a hockey stick, I could beat you with it in golf. So he reacted very, very fast, actually. In the next 2 days, he went to Delhi. He met Ramdhyal or Dulichand, one of them, because they were in the club business. And he picked up a beautiful ladies' McGregor steel shaft, full set, and expensive. And he brought it back to Udhampur in 2 days. So now his thing was, why do you want to play with a hockey stick? Here's a full golf set. So now when he put that golf set in front of me, and it was expensive, and I said, we better try and give it a shot. So basically I started like that, but I went back to Udhampur with that, with a hockey stick, with my school hockey stick, teed the ball up on the first hole downhill. I still remember it goes left, small green. And Romit, you won't believe it, I hit that ball over 200 yards, right on the fly, right from the center of that hockey stick. And everybody was like kind of stunned. Next, walked up to the ball. We could use a mat. It was preferred lie mat, so a brown doormat sort of a thing. Put the ball on the edge and hit another shot. And that ball went very close to the green, in between two bunkers. I still remember it. From there, a little tap in next to the hole and made my 4. And my dad made a 6 or a 7. So he says, wow, that's some hand-eye coordination. Because being with dad in the army, we had access to all these sports, which was excellent, which a lot of the juniors cannot do now.
Right.
He commanded a regiment, First Jat Light Infantry. We had Asian wrestlers, we had athletes, boxers, wrestlers,
Wow.
and I used to go run with them, train with them, and that kind of shoot. Also,
Yeah.
trap. We
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
what
right.
trap and skeet was, and then we started hitting. Actually, later, they were much later. Jyoti and me used to hit a ball up in the air and take it down with a shotgun.
Wow.
Both.
Fantastic.
So that was it. And then things started like that. Started playing the game, and then there was a marriage in Delhi. And we went there, and that's where I played my first junior tournament. The first junior tournament was the All India Junior Tournament, and way back in
Straight
the
up.
70s, straight up. But all 4 rounds, I don't remember clearly, but 99, 99, 98, 98 or 99. And out of those 4 days, I made 2 birdies on the 18th hole to break
Wow.
100. My aim was to break 100, and by the skin of my teeth, I broke 100. I had 2 birdies in 72 holes, and that came at the right time. So that
Wow.
was my start to the game. And then I was way down the ladder. And being an athlete, a swimmer, doing a lot of other sports, I couldn't see my name so far down in the list, right? Delhi Golf Club. So I kept looking, I couldn't find my name, right? Park Yong Chong, this Chong. And then the Delhi boys, elder boys were there. And then I finally saw my name. I said, geez, this is not good.
Not
This is
on.
not good. Not on. I went back, and all I did was swim, run in the morning, school, back, and golf. And I hit so many balls without knowing anything, the proper grip or anything. Hands used to be like blisters, and my mom would say, "Take it easy." I said, "No, take it easy. I'm gonna go next year and prove something." And then my dad would see my hands. Right? He said, "Put them in hot water, salt." No, that's fine. He says, before the score comes on the scorecard, this is your scorecard. You don't wait for the scorecard to show the thing. You're doing the right thing. Carry on, play golf. And I really, really played and played. Now, 77, the junior tournament was in BPGC. And
Right.
I played. And I don't know what happened at the end of 72 holes. I tied for the first place with,
Wow.
who was that? Raju Mota and Vipin Sethi.
Right.
Raju Mota and Vipin Sethi. And we had a 3-way playoff. And I was so sure I was going to win. And first hole, Raju got knocked out. So it was Vipin and me. I had the honors on that par 3. Hit my 6-iron or 7-iron. And that's nearly 190 yards or 180 yards. And
At that
it
time.
was at that
Wow.
time, because
Wow.
I was 15 feet or 16 feet away from the flag. Flag was right in the middle. This guy saw my shot, and I don't know what he did. He tried to hit it hard, or he duck hooked it. It went next to the wall on the left-hand side, and there was grass which was knee deep. And
Wow.
we looked for the ball, helped him find the ball, and there were like so many people walking. They were all looking for the ball. So the referee, I think Mr. Kocher or one gentleman was there, and he looked at the watch, and he said, "Vipin, you got 10 seconds or 15 seconds left, son." So in the meantime, my dad found Vipin's ball
Oh, wow.
on the left-hand side. He said, "What ball are you playing? There's a ball here." So he walked up, that was his ball. From there, he plays it onto the green. And my mind went somewhere. I said, my dad found that ball, So, I was at 15 years old, and I was like
Right.
playing on my head. And from there, Vipin hit a shot. He was outside me, and I was so sure he was going to hold it. And I had told myself, I said, you have to win. You have to hold this ball. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Vipin hold it. I missed. We went down, I think, the 4th hole, and 5th hole, I lost. So that
Wow.
was, but I proved my point. And then after that, another 6, 8 months, I won a lot of tournaments, junior tournaments, club tournaments, long hitting, and became longer and longer. Billu City gave me a club. Sheikh Saab's son, he gave me a club. And Galib was there, Tojo, Bunty, all these guys. So to cut the long story short, it was a good experience. Then made it to the Indian team. And then kind of when I saw the juniors, what they were doing and what we were doing, and I had a really bad swing, untaught swing, grip was this way, that way. It felt not good. And that's the time I decided, I said, forget this game. And I'll do my swimming and athletics. So the next juniors, when it came around, I didn't go for the junior tournament. I told my mom, I said, Dad would serious, he would kill me if I said I'm not going to play the national junior tournament. And instead of going back to Delhi, I went to Delhi. I left my stuff with RANDHAWA, the golf bag and everything, took a bus, joined the athletic team, went to Jaipur, and ran the 100 meters, and I won the race, which was, for me, was key. So I did that. I broke 11 seconds on a cinder track. Then I won the Cadbury meet and this and that. And then finally, after winning everything in swimming and running, and then kind of get back to golf. And then again, the late 80s, got into the Indian team. We met a lot of times, went to Sri Lanka. This team won the Sri Lanka Open. Then I said, no, I'm still not good. I don't think I belong to this game. I should teach. And Nanda Sena Pereira, Mitchell's father? Yeah. I played around with him when he made 9 birdies. I think the whole world knows about that, 9 birdies in 9 holes. And he told me that you should forget this game. You should game. So I said, okay, then what do I do? He says, take young people and teach them golf.
Wow.
And learn how to teach, learn how to do this. I'm going to Japan. Or he was going to try, he had made plans to travel the world also. I said, really? Okay. And then I came back home, and then I was chosen in the team again. And they again sent me to Sri Lanka in 83. I didn't want to play the game. I just faked the injury, and I didn't play. I just could not play. Then after that, came home. Dad said, you're giving up on a very low note. If you win one tournament in the TGTI, after that you quit. So Bunty had turned pro, Brandon had turned pro. There were people I could go with. So I said, okay, yeah, let's give it a shout. Let's do my pro event. Started practicing again. First tournament in Bangalore, finished top 5. Went to this place, Gulmarg, Sher Kashmir, and I was staying with Philip Pilling. So Philip Pilling. So we were together. The next day tournament was starting. So I said, Phil, what if I shoot all 4 rounds, best rounds? He said that you win the tournament. You win the tournament. So I said, okay, I'm just going to try and take all 4 best rounds. So he said, you have to fight me, you have to fight Rotas and some other guys. And there I said, no, I made up my mind. Believe it or not, I took all 4 rounds home. There was a prize, $2,500 for the best round. And I just did that because I wanted to buy a motorcycle. And I made up my mind, I'll win and I'll buy a bike. So the total winning purse was 15,000 for first place. And I made 10,000 in 4 rounds. So I was pretty happy. And that time, Campa Cola was 50 paise, I think. So I came back, not one, I bought 2 bullet bikes. So that was my goal. And from there, I won another pro tournament. But Gulmarg, I won by 17 strokes or so, all rounds in the 60s. Like, nobody came close. And the last 72nd hole, I must tell you, I played with one hand, right hand only.
Oh.
Telling Rotas. Wow. Rotas said, I'm a Gujar, you're a Sardar. You said one hand, you'll finish with one hand. I said, yeah, I'll finish with one hand. One driver, 279, chip and putt par. It
Well
was a par
done,
five,
man.
par five. So that's my golf,
Wow.
guys. Sorry to took some time on this,
Wow.
but there it is. And
Fantastic. I think.
then I gave up golf completely, and completely. And then I had one mishap happened with. I still think of it. One of my good friends, Kamalinder Singh. He died on a
Yeah.
motorcycle accident. So we had exchanged bikes and everything. And when he crashed in Jamshedpur, I just wanted to leave the country. I was just feeling so bad. And I said, golf does not exist. And then I did foreign exchange trading in Delhi with Pigott Chapman and Co. and went to Sri Lanka and did the same thing there. That city got bombed out, lived there for, I think, less than a year. And they transported me to New York office. And worked there, Forex, call money, euro dollar depots and stuff like that. But I was not enjoying because it was deep in the night. And then the Black Monday happened, luckily, and for me, luckily, so everything stopped. Instead of coming back to India, I looked up some golf courses and all, started at the bottom and ended up as an assistant pro in one of the clubs where Arjun Singh came, Bunty, Gaurav Ghai, Arjun Atwal, all these guys come visit. So I was there for 10, 11 years. And then finally, my wife had decided to come back. I came back to India, wanted to live in Bangalore and wanted to teach the juniors. So first thing was went to KGA, trying to get a teaching job. They had a big table, too many people asking questions and all. Too many questions. So I said, carry on asking questions. I'm out of here. I think I need a break after what I've done. I need a break. Sorry. I left. As I came home, I got a call from VGC that come to the club right now. It was 8 o'clock in the evening or 7:30. Come now to the VGC club. So for what? He said, we're going to give you a teaching job. So I said, how did these guys know that I
Out of the
just
blue.
came from there to here and now they're calling me? Yeah, out of the blue. My wife said, are you crazy? VGC is like other end of town. So I got onto I think at that time I didn't have a bike. I sold all the bikes. Took a car and went there and met with these guys. They were so nice. Next day I started junior program.
Wow.
And the junior program ran very well. We had Aditya Shok, Khalan Joshi, Trishul Chinnappa, Rahul Ravi, Vashishta, Nikhil Mohan, so many other names I may have forgotten the name. But we had 140 kids at one time on the 5th fairway.
Yeah, I
Then
remember
that went along.
Program.
Sorry, I'll take another 5 minutes of this. That went along.
Take your time.
And that went along. And then what happened was we had some good juniors. They would not let them play on the course. And then Anand Srinivas and other gentlemen were there. They really helped. And he said, no, we must allow juniors to get onto the golf course. So I said, yes, otherwise what's the use of training them? They can't go onto the course. Golf is performed on the golf course. This is just a learning ground. Your proving ground is there. So anyway, haggling this and that, they allowed us to use the golf course and set number of juniors went. And then we started entering tournaments. There was no local tournament for us. We started on the South Zone tournament. Vijay Dwecha was there. Jack Chikola, nice. They were all there. Janand was always there. And we would take a bus and I would ride a bike and go with the kids. 10 tournaments, Paramjit sir was there. 10 tournaments, we won 76 prizes. And 10 tournaments, BGC juniors won 76 prizes. I remember that. Yeah. And then we got all these prizes after the circuit finished. And we took a picture on our own. And then we showed it to the captain. Then the captain came around and he says, this is great. You must do this. Then things started to change. And then I was asked that, you can come use the night range, use three mats for the juniors. So I said, we'll see how it goes. Then the next day said, you run the range. You take care of the full range. So I said, business sense, zero. I can just train. I have no sense of money and this. I can't even no way. And I think I mentioned it to Ratan, who I was giving lessons to. He went and he said, "This is a great opportunity. I'll go talk to them." So he went on like ignited like a dynamite. He got Harish Shetty, Dr. Rohit. I was there at BGC. He got in touch with Vijay. He made a team. Before you could say Jack Robinson, he already had Touche's name going. And in, I think, less than 60 days, we had the building ready. We had Peter Murphy come in, Bo Hardnett come in, Joe Luciano come in, a couple other guys come in. One was setting up motion golf, one was doing this, ice scope, this, club fitting. But it was great what they did because they were the premier guys who were thinking first guys in modern terms. And we had a pro shop. We opened a pro shop. And Ratan very clearly said, he says, you know, there was Vittal Narayan, so many, we had a very good team, I must say. And Kiran Shetty was there. So sell a single stick, golf stick without club fitting. You know how Ratan is? Stick.
Absolutely.
No club, stick. No stick. So I said, no stick will be sold. He says, no stick. All right, no stick, bye. And then the club fitting thing started nicely. We had Mitchell equipment, the best stuff. We got a lot of club fitters come and try their hands. And that's how kind of Touche started. And we covered our losses in, I think, 3 months. Your motion golf system was like $50,000 itself.
Yeah, at that time, very expensive. Yeah. I remember.
Very, very expensive. Full bodies. And so I worked a lot on that with Peter Murphy. Vijay was there.
Right.
A lot. We trained the Asian Games team, men's and women, where me and my assistant went in at 5:30 in the morning and came outside 8 o'clock in the evening. Didn't see daylight. And did all full team. Both. So that's how Touche went. And then Mr. Jaishankar started golf. And when he started golf, he's a great guy, great guy. So he said, you know, I said, you have to come at 5:30 in the morning for a lesson. He says, 5:30 in the morning. I said, for what? I said, to hit balls, because either you hit it in the net or we use the fairway, the 7th fairway in BGC. At 7 o'clock and even like 6:30, you'll have guys coming there, so we need to clear off. He said, that's not right. So I said, no, that's how we function. In the evening, we put mats, floodlight, and we use this area. He said, but I got 26 acres in Kukilu doing nothing. Why don't you use that?
Wow.
So again, I put it to Ratan. And then next day, he said, we all went there. Peter Murphy was there. There were like snakes there and walking around and stuff. Stables were there. So he cleaned up everything. And in another 3 months, everything was ready and it was going very well. Then after that, things went a little bizarre. But Jaishankar was very good. That's the story of Touche. Also how it started. Yeah. We lost count of how many people we were training also. And that's where your everything was online, all registrations online. Lot of these helpers like, you know, the caddies who were very good, they were turned into teaching pros, taught English, did a lot. And we used to call it like a goods train, running at full speed and not slowing down. We used to be there till 11:30 in the night. And that's where I got my medal. I got my blood pressure there. Pills after that. So that was that. And then started, you know, with Golf Share also 2 years there, and moved closer to home, KGA, living in Koramangala. The drive was too long, too far. Started playing on my health. Getting back would take 3 hours, 4 hours. So that's about it. That's how we went from there to where we are now.
But now you're in a great facility. I mean, it's a great story, and things, the way they turned out for you, I think you've lived a life which is all over the place. And then, as luck would have it, everything kind of just fell on your path, you know?
Right.
Where you are right now, I think it was just predestined. I don't know how that happened, but it was just predestined that you will be back in this game.
I didn't know it was going very well. Tarun was there, Sridhar was there in the camp, and I had no intention of going junior. I was like, okay, you know, I'm doing my 8-9 hours, 7-8 hours a day lessons, and I'm enjoying it. I don't need more. And then suddenly things came around, and my my soft corner is juniors.
Yeah, I know.
So when I looked at the juniors, I said, yeah, help karna chahiye. So then one thing led to another, went there. The green was being made. I had to make another green, and then shed was there, and the KG really worked hard. Harish Shetty, they all put their foot down, and it sprung up like that, and it's getting better and better. Now, taking it forward, we need a what do you call it, a studio, an advanced studio, indoor studio. So there were many plans.
And you have the place, I think.
Yeah, places there. What the suggestion was, you know, instead of making it in a corner, they should have a system where they can open the shutter and hit it outside also, you know, one way, and then shut it down.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
But are you guys making like a double tier academy now on the other side?
I'm not sure, Romit. I'm not sure how.
They had broken it down with it. They were doing something about it. I'm not sure what they were doing. Yeah.
Not a double tier. They were making the gym a little bigger.
Oh, is that what was happening?
Yeah, upstairs the gym was being improved and
okay,
all that stuff.
But what you've got on the other side with the juniors is an excellent facility for you to train juniors exclusively. You know, you've got a great short game facility there, and people can hit, you know, and kids learning the game, they don't need much. They just need you and just your environment that you create. And you created a very, very good environment out there. I think it's lovely what you've done over there with the kids.
And with all we have got kids from 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
You've been there. And we have some 6-year kids who are hitting a driver, like they carry it 80 yards. And we started an in-house tournament for them, under 6, closer tees, you know. And they're finishing 9 holes easily. They can get, and stroke play. I just said, you know, where they go, they can play all these tournaments and stuff. But for us, I would say juniors should play stroke play only. They should not pick up the balls. In the last few tournaments, the kids the juniors who won in stroke play, they would not have been winners if it was a stable fort, because there were some kids who had blown up holes.
Okay, that way.
Yeah, you know, stroke play. Those guys would have easily won. The guys with two bad holes and other good holes, they would have easily won. The stroke,
So Bamby, how do you think new ranges now should follow a model like what you've produced in, you know, when you did Touche, and now that you've done KGA, you know, you've been involved with 2 of the biggest projects in South. And I think you need to just share with us what you actually require to build such a facility, and how does it work with the clubs? You know, because there are lots of clubs, but people need to start junior programs inside them.
Yeah, I missed the earlier session. I was in a lesson. I just came. I caught the rear end of the 5 o'clock session. See, going forward, anywhere, any range, you need a good short game area. Okay? Because I think starting it backwards is always good, and chipping green exclusive, putting green should be exclusive because of your pitch marks and all. And if you have a student ratio which is too high, safety sakes, you need bunkers positioned in well. You need good markers like for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 yards. What we've done in KGA, in my old club in Westbury, we made sand pits at 20 yards, like your TrackMan. When we do the combine and stuff, the targets get bigger and bigger as the distance increases. So here we've kept it from 20 to 60 yards. So 20 is very small, it's full of sand. If the ball drops in the sand, it stays there. The carry distance is done. Then 30, 40, 50, 60, they carry on like that. And leaving juniors, if they don't have any target, they'll just drag a ball and hit, drag a ball and hit. And we don't have that big a staff that can handle like 2 kids per coach, you know. So when the sand pits are there, they automatically either they're competing or they have a target in mind, or they're knowing basically how far the ball is going. Like yesterday, what Lawrence was saying, you know, the best college golfer practicing on a football field, yeah, five yards, yeah, touchdown, 10 yards, 5 yards.
That's right.
And one green in the corner. In the other academy also in Ask, it's a school. We've created a facility in the back, which the Parvati family has been, Monty G, RBG, been very nice and very supportive. And it's helped a lot of juniors there. And we have some kids who played internationally and won also. And there we have a track for about, we can hit a ball to about 125, 150 if we raise the netting, or we can go up and hit a driver into the net. But we've got a lovely short game area. Fantastic. With the office, we've got our screen set up there. We've got our whiteboards and stuff, and good basics, good technique, chipping competitions, bunker competitions. Every day they do 40 to 50 yards, and we keep a log. Parents help out on that, and up game is there. So, you know, super easy to, you know, and then see their proximity. And I follow this very religiously, like when they're doing chipping, they're not only thinking up and down, they're thinking proximity to the hole. You know, get it closer, get it closer, get it closer. And starting with the putts also, again, we make sure like, what is your threshold? 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. So we put the 10 balls down on say 2 feet area around the hole. If they hold all 10 or 9, then we move them to the 3 foot circle. If the 3 foot circle, they do 9 and 10, then they can try 4 feet. If they're successful for 4 feet, great. If not, 3 feet. So 3 feet is their threshold. Now, if they are 30 feet away from 10 balls, they should put 9 or 10 balls in the 3 foot circle or in the hole. Then I take them back to about 60 yards, 70 yards, and they into that 30 circle. For bigger, 15 feet.
No, we're back.
I lost you there. Romit, are you still there? Yeah.
Yeah, are we
Hello?
back? Yeah. Are you there?
Okay, I can hear you loud and
Hi, Bamby. Yeah,
clear.
I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah. So from 50, 60 yards, the better players will get them inside 15 feet, and then they know how to finish the hole. So this is one exercise we do regularly. The other one is just to keep a tag how they're improving or not improving. Every month, the first Sunday, we do a putting test, and the last Sunday, a short game test. And every score is kept. They've given what category they belong to, intermediate, beginner, advanced, what level. And the scoring also, we have last 12 months not missed. Now, these are the months we'll miss because we're not outdoor, but that's how parents get a feedback. And apart from that, I use a lot of training gadgets, aids.
That's right, I know.
Yeah. But I don't show them to the juniors much unless they are smart enough and old enough to handle it.
Sure.
In the sense, you know, I don't even, just say, put the TrackMan and say, let's see how far you can carry the ball and how far you can hit it, how far you can hit it. Hit here, hit there, or basically build a test center for them. Or at times for the better kids, do a combine for them. And then this hack motion, I love very much. Hack motion.
Yeah, I just learned myself one. The wrist.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Flexion, extension, radial, ulnar, supination, pronation, all 6, 7 movements. And there were guys. So I mean, I tried so hard for them to keep the club face open, going through the sand. It was not happening. And they said, it's happening. It's not happening. And when I put that sensor on, right, Romit, in 5 minutes, inside 5 minutes, explaining this, just 5 minutes, and the numbers being there. Guy hits, girl and boy hits a shot, and they see the club face open, beautiful, coming down, beautiful. Here, extension's gone into flexion, and then suddenly flip back. So you see it on the graph how it goes, right? And then say, see, you were here. It changes here. Then we say, come up here, stop here. Now keep this
underneath and then jumps up.
Yeah, keep the cup here. Negative, positive, negative, positive. Now you go like that, and done. They take the thing off. They got the feel, or just start a biofeedback on it. Just without sand, without ball. Just keep doing this.
Yeah, just dry ones. Yeah, that's right.
Just say, wear the watch on your left hand all the way up there. If it sticks here, you're okay. And then the other way around, stopping at chip shots, pitch shots. The kids who are going too much this way, changing the loft, changing the width of the arc, getting too steep. Everything is done there, done and there. Then the blast system.
Yeah,
blast system, cheap and best.
Yeah, right? $150. And if you
cheap
get a
and
discount,
best.
then it's $30 off. Yeah.
Timing, 2:1 ratio, bing, bing, bong.
Perfect.
And this thing I'll cover, one more thing. I never knew until we started doing all this stuff and seeing children, juniors, how they fluctuated with their timing. And even though say, 60 back, 30 forward, make it 90 or close to it, get your timing right and this and that. So the best way was, I had also forgotten it. I had done it so many years back with a guy called Roy Chappelle in New York itself. He used to teach some of these tour players. He used to call him the best downhill putter in the world, and learned a lot from him, Jim and all these guys. He had the system of, which I use it, a lot of my juniors do. If I'd ask a junior, he said, time or on a metronome. So yeah, they say, what? Fut.
I lost you there.
72.
I lost you for a bit.
Can you hear me, Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I can
okay,
hear you.
I thought as much.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, what's your timing bit? What do you work on? What time? It's 72 beats. Okay. Few others, how many? 72, 72, 71, 73, 72. And those guys who we felt uncomfortable with that timing it doesn't suit their stroke up and down. They get jerky, ball jumps and all. So what I started making them do was walk for 45 seconds and count how many steps you've taken, right? So one guy would keep the watch, and this guy would walk. 45 seconds, done. How many steps? 78, 76, 75, whatever. Do it 5 times, divided by 5, time 78, 76. Whole timing change. What say 76, 78 $, 2-to-1 timing.
Super.
Just walking around. And then I teach juniors and our club golfers. So there are some club golfers who have improved shooting 102 to 82, 83, 84 in 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Super stuff.
And one is an actor, Akul is an actor. I think he's shooting in the 70s now. He's won some tournaments also.
Wow.
Now, those are guys copying swings from, I think, YouTube or whatever.
Internet,
I don't know where,
Internet,
and
YouTube,
trying to explain to me doing this and that. And, there's so much information out there, but all of it, it's all good. But if it works for you or not, that's the question. So it's all good. It's all good. It may work, but what's good for you? So all these big guys with arm lengths here and all, so I have them in an arc sort of a thing, a height swing, width or depth. So these last two, before this COVID started, so one guy started really playing well. So his 3-4 friends came, and they tried to copy this guy. So this, I forget, I'll have his photograph and stuff. He was swinging shallow, flat. Big guy, very big guy, long arms, long
Hmm.
arms,
Hmm.
long arms. So when we measured his arm, I told him, I said, you know, you don't belong here. You need to go up here. The moment he did that, he made a few swings without a ball, and put a couple of balls on the tee, and he hit them very well. Hit them very well. Now from there, he checked out his stance, ball position, matched everything, the pivot and all. Guys, single digit pair. Now three guys
Wow.
of his have come who tried to copy this guy. They are copying him. Now they messed up their game because they belong to somewhere else. They don't belong in
Right.
that height. Yeah. So members and stuff different, juniors different, uh, training
Right, of
aids
course.
different. So it's 360 approach in golf itself.
Yeah. Something I liked
Yep.
what you were saying, Bambi, is that you're using a lot of training matrix, you know, a lot of matrices, because you're using, like, you know, like the bunker thing that you mentioned. Then you mentioned that the people were using different methods to keep some kind of statistic. You were making them
Mm-hmm.
do combines, but
Mm-hmm.
in the garb of making them combines, you were actually taking a look at their numbers. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
you're quietly using technology without
Yeah,
as much as
you're
imposing
a
it on
smart
them,
guy.
which is
Yeah.
something which is fantastic as a coach what you're doing. Also, there's some questions which have come up in the
Mm.
meantime while we were discussing. We'll take a few questions now, Bambi,
Okay.
as well. You know, we'll keep on taking them from
Uh-huh.
time to time. Well, most of them are telling us how young you look. Well, that's because Bambi is only 40. So,
I'm 58, going to be 58. I
no,
I
no, no,
forget.
don't lie, you're
I
40.
forget. You're a nice guy, man. Nice guy.
So Sanjay Vahi's son sends you a shout out from Gulmarg. I mean, who played with you in Gulmarg.
Uh-huh.
So Phil Pilling's picture I saw this morning on Sanjay Vahi's Facebook posts. In fact, you remember a
Okay.
guy called Sanjay Vahi? So he was from Jammu, and he used to
I
play.
it
So
rings a bell. If I
he,
see his
he
face, I'll know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So his son Raghav Vahi was also pro. So he's the
Okay.
guy who gave you this thing. So Kurush loves the stories that you say. He says he never gets tired of
Huh.
hearing them over and over again. Kurush Hirji is
He's heard them too many times, I guess.
yeah. Azad Sandhu also remembers you fondly. Uh,
Oh,
I
nice.
know Azad
I gave
Balbir,
my
General
Mizuno
Balbir
set. I
son. Yeah,
remember small heads. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
General
I taught
Pearson.
him when he
Yes,
had those
yes.
sets and came to me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he came
Yeah,
to me with
because
those
we didn't
Mizuno
have
sets.
any sets, and there was not a correct set for him. But I said, boss, there's nothing. What you're playing, that's not good at all. Try this, learn, and then change. Do a proper club fitting and get out. You're a big kid, no? Big kid.
Yeah, yeah, huge, big guy. A lot of guys have fondly remember Touche Golf and their experience from there and how the clubs were fitted over there. And
Mm-hmm.
so there was a gentleman, Mr. Sirohi, is asking, such a roller coaster golf story. So much can happen to a sports person, but you two, you took things as they came. Having
Yep.
seen both, what would you advise the juniors who wish to play golf at professional level?
This question's been answered by Tarun and Lawrence very nicely. A lot of hard work. You got to find a lot of time to work on the correct, intelligent practice. You have to balance your school, your fitness, and just go
Right,
back to Lawrence and Tarun. What they said was really good. They
right.
covered. I don't have to talk too much about that because they already covered it very nicely. Yep.
Yeah, they did cover the studies part and how much
Very
they should
nice.
practice and stuff like that.
Very nice.
Rahul
Yeah.
Bajaj
That was very good.
asks about what's this contraption. The contraption is, Rahul, for the wrists. It's a motion sensor which you put on the wrist. It comes from Hack Motion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what
It's
Bambi was trying to explain.
Rahul, you should get that boss because he's doing good job. You know, you should get him on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
episodes. He's doing very
yeah, yeah.
good. I see his stuff on YouTube and yeah. And
Rahul will be coming up next week. Yeah,
hack motion, you know what I like about it? You it's like it doesn't even
instantly.
take a
It's a
one
live
minute to
feedback.
hook
Yeah,
on. Yeah, you can put it
right.
on a glove, you can put it on a palm, and for putting, okay, one minute, we have time. Putting, you know, all my life I knew where I hit the ball on the putter face. Okay. I always hit it closer to towards the heel. And I went to a lot of putting coaches in my time, and they were not gadgets and stuff. Put tees, put gates. They would put a gate, I would still get it through. And starting the ball on line was always an issue. So I had to aim differently to accommodate for that. And maybe 6-8 months ago, I was with one of the advanced juniors, and I was checking out his putting stroke. And then he was hitting it from the heel, closer to the heel. So this is guys Shaurya Binu. He's a good junior, very upcoming, hardworking kid. And I said, Shaurya, I had the same freaking problem. Sorry for the word. And now, forget the numbers. Let's see the graph where you went into radial to hit it in the heel. And I actually didn't even give him another little more time. I just took that off and put it on my hand, because it had plagued me for so long. I put it on my hands, and okay, I'll do it this way. I took my backswing, and all I did was this. All I did was this, right? All I did was this. And the length of the putter would make it go so much on the heel. So I said, when I'm starting my downswing, I'm going into radial like that, and that's why I'm hitting into the heel.
Yeah.
And I kept, now the thing was there. I didn't even come, I just had it here. I had my lines perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that flexion and extension absolutely
Unloaded,
controlled.
basically.
Nice movement, and the ball ran no roll. And this kid, I think after that, he won 2-3 tournaments, starting his, getting his symmetry lines in his posture and the stroke correct. And just a simple thing like that. So Rahul, you must get the Hackmores. It's not expensive. It's $750.
Yeah, it's
$750.
Yeah, they give a good price.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people are very nice and helpful.
Another great thing coming up for you,
Bamby,
is Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just
No.
going to the next question.
No, please.
Okay, the next one comes in that Bamby's dad was way ahead of his times. He asked me to keep stats, and the difference it made was incredible for many reasons.
Who's that? Digraj?
Coming from
Digraj?
Diggy. Yeah, that's right.
Diggy.
Digraj. Yeah.
So when my dad met him, that's the first thing he said. He said, Diggy, hit the ball this way, that way, doesn't matter. Right? You keep your stats. I still keep my stats. I have it there. Now I'm not... it's there, and I must one day I will show you, and promise. Yes, we were at a very early age. I have all my juniors, when they finish, they must come with a book and write down, and then they can go home and put it on their laptop, computer, iPad, wherever, and store it. And that's where Upgame is helping a lot.
That's Diggy's next question, where he asked ask him if he's following the same practice. So there you go, Digraj, you got your answer. He definitely is, and he's also employed someone like Upgame. Upgame is this leading app that there is for statistics measurement. And Samir Sani is doing a great job. He's also a guest of mine next week, and he'll explain exactly how he's going about it. And now he's going to get someone who's also been working with Lee Westwood. And so we're on with them next week.
Tommy,
not Lee Westwood, sorry, Tommy Fleetwood, sorry.
Yeah, Tommy Boyce is his statistician.
That's right.
I think he's going to bring them on board also, and get a certain number of juniors. Spoken to Jayan and also Noni.
So both of them will be on the show next week with me, so they'll be talking. And it'll be great to get an insight from guys who manage stats on the PGA Tour as to what it actually entails. And Diggy, you would love to come into that program and watch that, because I know that you're a guy who keeps a lot of data, and you're a data kind of guy. And now I know where it came from. Bamby, it's your dad.
Yeah, he was too much into it. How many balls did you hit? What was your proximity? What was the best? What was the worst? And 3 days I lied to him, and we only had one sand wedge. And I said, what did you do? Sand wedge. How far, how many balls, this, that, all that. In the meantime, there was a swimming competition. And Army, Navy, Air Force swimmers were there in Fort William pool. And
Right.
after school, I would go to the swimming pool and see these guys, and then checked out the best swimmer. He was from 8 Mountain Division. And I walked up to him. I said, "You are the fastest 100-meter swimmer?" He said, "Yes." He said, I will swim with you. That guy looked at me from top to bottom. He said, "You will swim with me 100 meters, freestyle." I said, "Yes." He says, I said, "And we put a bet." And I had some friends with me. He said, "We put a bet." He said, "What's the bet?" I said, "You tell me." He said, 10 kgs of milk. I said, "Okay, done. We'll do it now." He says, "No, I finished my practice and all. Tomorrow, first thing, 8 o'clock. Now, 8 o'clock, I had school. And I again bunked with my friend Rahul Malhotra. He had a bike. I sat with him, came to the swimming pool with only trunks, got ready, this little warm up, beat the guy. He says, "Sham ko aapko 10 kg doodh milega." That guy on a cycle with 2 cans came. And that was it. Then I went to Dad and told the story, because I was giving all bullshit that I did sandwich and this. When he came to the golf club and checked up my bag, the sandwich was rusted. He said, "How is it, if you're using it every day, how does it have this brown thing on?" So then I told him about the swimming thing. And then after 2 drinks, he was happy.
Fantastic.
That's that.
So Vikram Tandon remembers you from the old Westbury first hole.
Old Westbury first hole, yeah. Hit the green.
He remembers. That's right. So he remembers your old Westbury first hole incident.
When I joined Westbury, the first thing I didn't tell the pros I played golf. And then one day they didn't have a player with them, and they said, Randy used to call me Randy. He said, "You seem to know the right moves, picking up bags, telling the members what to do, practice, You played some golf?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Then go to the pro shop, get a bag from there, change your shoes, and come onto the golf course." So I said, "This is my time. This is great. I hadn't hit a ball. I mean, in the evenings, we used to hit around. And I said, this is the time." So the head pro was there. The starter was there. And another guy, Thompson was there from the shop, 3 of them. And heavy bettors. Now, I couldn't bet with them. And Jay McLean, not the real Jay McLean, but this Jay McLean is a starter, big guy, Vietnam guy. He said, "I don't play without a bet. We'll play with a carton of cigarettes." So I said, "Shit, carton of cigarettes? Okay." I mean, I had no, but then he said, "What's your handicap?" So I said, "Handicap, right now, no handicap, I haven't played." So it doesn't matter, no handicap, we'll just play. So Jim Andrews hit a ball, Thompson hit a ball, Jay hit a ball. And I just was looking at one thing. Get the ball in the middle of the driver, that's all. Swing it this way, that doesn't matter, keep your eye. Whacked it, par 4 on the green. You should have seen these guys' faces. And that was it. That was it. And then from there, I came to the shop, and then I had to do my apprentice job in the shop. I had to do, millionaire ladies used to come, hem this from here, hem this. I could handle that. And then eventually got onto the range on